Alright guys, here we are. It is Fight Club, and on the left side of the map we have our purple ZerG player from KenZy Esports Club. Down 2 games, can he bring it back? It is VortiX. And on the right side of the map we have our red Protoss player looking pretty dominant in this series, defending against that very aggressive all-in last game. It is Startail Squirtle.
Alright, so Squirtle not even really showing anything insane, like staying alive is really what happened for 2 of his wins, and the other one was basically steamrolling with 7 gates and immortals and a warp prism. So there's unit/name/Ursa female 2, as we all know and love. It is a biological unit.
Yep.
If you didn't know, Space Shark obviously is taking his
taking a nap right now.
Oh yeah, he fell asleep there. Oh, he's awake.
Oh.
Hey, don't talk about him. He knows.
What are you there?
He knows what he's supposed to be doing. But basically, Squirtle just stayed alive, and then came and swung the hammer, and then won the game.
Yeah.
in the 3 wins that he's got. So VortiX actually had his hand forced in the win that he did actually manage to get, and it worked out. So we'll see if VortiX tries something different this time, going pool first again, obviously, fearing that pylon block, or not even fearing it, just expecting it and knowing that it's coming. So not even going to try to go hatch first or anything like that, and that's fine.
Well, it's still pretty risky to go for hatchery first in ZVP anyway. I mean, even though lots of Protoss players will just kind of let you get away with it at this point, there is always the outside chance that they will try to cannon rush you. So better safe than sorry in that case. And yeah, look at this, harassing with this one drone while he sends the other one immediately to that 3rd base location where he will take his first hatchery. And there it is.
All right, so this has happened,
number 1 down.
What, 3 of our 5 games, I think, so far, where he's just moved on over to that 3rd position? And
nearly everybody does it now. I mean, you kind of have to. It's if you want to get that hatchery down on like a normal supply, like 15 supply, you need to take it at the 3rd in most cases.
Yeah. I mean, the alternative is you make more than enough lings to kill the pylon, but just don't show them, and then go attack.
Well, you can go up until about 20 supply or so, and that's what a lot of players like Zenex Life likes to do. A lot of the it seems like the more aggressive ZerG players are fine with waiting until about 20 supply and then taking it at your natural. I do feel like this is a little bit safer to take it at your natural first, but ZerG players have shown us that you can easily win ZVP by taking this base first, too. It's not a life and death kind of decision or anything like that.
And Queen Range totally broke the game, so you can just make a queen and live forever.
That's right, 1 queen.
Any number of bases.
1 queen. 8 bases, no problem. She can inject them all, tossing those larvae all over the place.
Yeah, man. That's all you need to fight.
Oh, look at this, though.
Yeah,
got a bit of a fake here. No expansion going down for VortiX, so he is going to actually try to kill his opponent very, very early, it looks like.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's definitely not going to be making that. If he does, it's going to be a fake just to kind of fake out his opponent. Because there's going to be this probe that's going to come across the screen to scout. Squirtle, of course, will want to just double-check. So I think what we're going to see is he may start it again, because he knows that probe is coming in, and then cancel it. But he's already started his roaches.
Yeah, he doesn't have the minerals to do that anymore.
Yeah,
so I think the bluff is complete, whether he bluffed him or not.
That's the thing. It's like
will this
I've
queen
seen
kill
it in
this
the past. She could.
There's 2 lings there as well.
She could potentially. Oh, that probe.
No, you're too slow.
Oh, he does see it. He sees that there is no hatchery, and what will the response from Squirtle be? It's got to be another couple cannons. Yeah, he's going to make 2 of them immediately.
Interesting.
And that's bad news for VortiX, man. That is rough, because he has only got 4 roaches moving across the screen right now and a couple slow zerglings. He's got 6 in total on the map, with a couple more making, but 3 cannons.
He stopped droning at 17. Like, this is going to be something. There's a sentry already out. There's another sentry on the way. This could be brutal.
Yes, I think it definitely will be. VortiX does have a chance to break through, but it's very, very remote. With 3 cannons there, I would be absolutely shocked, actually, if VortiX was able to break in here and win this game. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Squirtle go ahead and just wall this off completely, too. We'll see. Here he comes. Roach is coming up the ramp, immediately focusing down the probe. That's what you want to do.
Whoa.
Getting that. Oh, getting the pylon as well. Yeah, Squirtle messed that up a little bit.
He's messed it up a lot of it. So now the roaches are just past the cannons entirely.
Squirtle actually made a huge mistake there. I don't know why you leave your block open in that. A lot of Protoss players will just throw down a pylon preventatively and let that finish a little bit before, or get a little bit more done with it. But
yeah, that's true.
as it is, he is going to lose a lot of workers here. Look at that, 10 probes already going down.
Oh my goodness, 11, 12. That number's going to keep going up until these last 2 roaches get
No
dealt with.
kidding.
And VortiX is coming with another wave already. If he can finish off this sentry, that's going to be huge.
Yeah, he can't because
he doesn't
the
have
cannon's
enough energy
there.
anyway.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough energy for, well, yeah, he doesn't have enough. And here come the Zerglings. Whoa. Stalker not getting in position either, and these Zerglings are going to run right into the main. Wow, I can't believe it. I am actually just blown away here. Squirtle really making a big mistake in defending this. This should be something that you just, like, never die to. Speed is finished now, and you know what? We may even see a GG here pretty soon.
This is tough to come back from.
Bad.
Especially when VortiX is uninterrupted mining. He wasn't droning at all until he saw how successful it was, and now he's droning like crazy, and he has this advantage. This is going to be actually really good for him. He can just actually drop a, he doesn't have to kill him right now. He's done a lot of damage. He can make that, yep, there's that 3rd hatch, and he's just going to go probably a sea of roaches and try to smash the door down in a few minutes. Yeah,
I think literally he was maybe like 5 probes away, 5 probe kills away from winning the game right there. That was really, really close to being just completely lethal situation for Startail Squirtle. And I mean, I'm really surprised that he actually messed that up. That's very uncharacteristic of him, but we do see it, every once in a while from even the best. He's going to go for Stargate now as well, it looks like.
Yep, so Stargate play, this is kind of a comeback. He's looking for a comeback mechanic, I think. Phoenixes could help.
Certainly could.
They are cheap, they are quick.
Oh,
so
in fact.
It's not a terrible comeback mechanic. 2 Stargates.
Double Stargate, yep.
That's fun. I like
Very
that.
heavy Queen Void Ray. And this is a good decision, too, because he knows VortiX is going to be spending a ton of minerals on things like drones at this point, on another hatchery, on things like a lair, apparently, too. VortiX going for a relatively quick lair. And all this adds up to not very much anti-air. So Squirtle does have kind of a window where he could come in and do damage, but first he needs to make absolutely sure that this Overlord doesn't get all the way across the base and see these. Oh man, if this Overlord spots this will be like another huge mistake. Yeah, he's not going to see it. Okay.
He force fields under it. He's like, stop, Overlord.
Yeah. He starts stacking force fields on top of each other.
Guardian
He's like, gotta get high enough.
Yeah.
Will
the Guardian Shield electrify the Overlord?
Probably not.
I'm curious how that works. I need to
slow them down even more.
I need to ask some Protoss about their Guardian Shields.
And look at this. Yeah, he's just going to hide like 3 or 4 Void Rays. He's got them rallied right now, but it might be a better idea to hide them in this case. We'll have to see, because we have got, the lair finishing at the 3rd. It's going to be a little bit more vulnerable, and only, I believe, 3 queens out so far on the map.
Interesting. So, obviously, the last game that Squirtle went air, Hydralisks was the response, but I don't think he's going to invest in that. He did just lose a Creep Tumor, so now he's building Spore Crawlers immediately.
Yeah.
At least 1 at that base.
And Hydroden.
And
all right.
Well,
here we go. I mean, I do believe a Void Ray beats a Queen in a one-on-one, but all that Queen has to do is pull back just a little bit to that Spore Crawler. Queen's getting pretty low. And wow, is he actually going to lose his Queen? He does. Doesn't pull it back to the Spore Crawler. Man. All right. Well, that went okay.
Can make mistakes. All right.
Yeah, no kidding. Whoops. Well, we've got 2 more Void Rays on the way right now. Wasn't able to keep that other one charged. And yeah, those roaches are not going to be terribly helpful. He's going to follow this up with Phoenixes as well. Lots of Phoenixes. Cronin boosting those out very, very quickly.
Okay, so I noticed the Hydralisk is done. He hasn't started building any. He is just still droning around at all 3 bases. Spore Crawlers are in position now.
Yep, targeting a Spore, lifting the Queen so she doesn't have any chance of transfusing. Obviously, the energy was too low anyway, but good due diligence by Squirtle. And this base is in serious trouble right now. 5 Hydras on the way, but you know what? I mean, they're going to have to make it a long way, and if, he's going to, there we go. I was like, why isn't he focusing the lair? But
yeah, why is his lair here
now.
Anyway?
Yeah, I think I'm not sure why he put the lair there, but
I just noticed.
I can think of a couple reasons, but
so now he's going to have to upgrade a lair again.
Lair's going down.
He got Hydralisk range started.
Yep.
So unless the den falls, he should still be all right.
Yeah, he needs to get out of here, though. He needs to be careful not to get those Void Rays on top of the Hydralisks, which he will if he's not careful. Oh, Squirtle.
Oh, man. What's going to happen?
The Hydra's going the other way, chasing after the Phoenixes as well, it looks like. So it looks like Squirtle will be okay.
Looks like a range upgrade is about finished. +1 damage on range is finished.
A lot of Phoenixes out right now. And, oh, no, he can't afford to lose these Void Rays. He needs to get those Phoenixes there to lift a lot of them. Maybe try to get another advantage here. He's getting +1 as well. He can add some Zelts into this and be very, very strong.
There's a big blob of purple. They were just hanging out trying to get vision on that Stargate perhaps, but not in range to actually do anything. Another Queen goes down. No Spores here in the main?
Not yet, it looks like. I mean, he was low on minerals, and that's what Squirtle's trying to take advantage of.
Yeah, the Hydralisk, I mean, obviously he built a ton of Hydras, but he has not connected his bases in, I think, any of the maps. And
look at this. Squirtle has already came back and killed 7 drones. It doesn't match the 20 that he's lost so far, but could be worse. And this space, I don't know if the Hydras can get there in time, and even if they do, the Phoenixes are going to be very annoying in the main, and yeah, this is going to need to get canceled.
Notice the amount of dead creep space between the main and the natural. He did that last game, and I wanted to point it out, but there was fighting going on and stuff like that. But VortiX actually hasn't connected his bases very well in any of the games, and his creep spread is pretty minimal. Even though Squirtle does kill tumors every once in a while, he's just focusing purely on larva injects, doesn't miss any, and ignores kind of the creep aspect. But Hydralisks, you're going to want that obvious creep highway.
So what VortiX is trying to do right now is get 1-1 finish and then just move across the map with a really strong just Roach Hydra force, being like, all right, if you want to focus that much on air, fine, let's see how you do in a straight fight. I'm just going to move across the map with a big scary army, and we'll see if he can defend it. But Squirtle, obviously, he's going to be fine. He's got a bunch of gateways out right now. He's got a Robo on the way, making his first Colossus as well. So if that force comes, it looks like Squirtle should be ready for it too. So things all in all looking very difficult for VortiX to come back and end up winning this game despite doing so well in the early phases.
He's distance mining right now too with a bunch of drones. So the Overlords have all been cleared out. Like the one at the top base of Squirtle was the last one, I think, that he's got outside of his bases. So
wow, they keep dying.
Man. They're just rallying
the humanity.
Somewhere. Yep, so the Roaches on low ground obviously not going to do anything. Hydra's trying to catch up with the Phoenixes. I don't even know if they got one there. Another Overlord going down. It sucks when you have to keep spending so much larva and minerals to just stay afloat in your supply. And he's capped once again, trying to rebuild this hatch for a 3rd time, I believe now. And the Spire is actually about 75% done. Colossi, 2 Colossi building at once with extended thermal lances, with armor upgrades, all rolling. And another Nexus here for Squirtle that's going to put him on.
Oh, man, he's got to be careful. These Void Rays getting low. Oh, he does lose one. And this is what I was talking about here. VortiX moving out with that attack to try to do some damage. Looks like Phoenix is killing a lot of drones back home at the 3rd base, but Squirtle is going to very soon need to worry about this sort of thing. Does scout the 3rd as well. And yeah, he's going for that. I do like this decision. This is kind of surefire damage, and he does cause the cancel, and he will be able to kill these pylons, but man, he's losing a lot here at home. How many workers is that?
Especially with those extended thermal lance Colossi just chilling there at the ramp. That was a really good move to not just like butt your head into it.
Yeah, exactly.
I am curious what he is going to be able to do now. Look at that.
Yeah, it didn't go too well.
3 Colossi with extended thermal lances, ladies and gentlemen. 2 more in production. 1 just finished. That sets his count up to 4. He's got a flock of Phoenixes in the air. This is looking rough, man.
Yeah, look at this. All these Hydras, though. 21 Hydralisks out on the map right now. So these Phoenixes, if they're around, are pretty much nullified. And yeah, those Corruptors will be good defense and also good against the Colossi. And he's going for drops again. You know, I like drops. I feel like Overlord drops are, or I should say, Ventral Sacks are one of the most underused things in StarCraft 2. We do see them from time to time, but it's kind of a novelty when Zerg decides to go for Overlord drops. I feel like they've got a lot of utility in them, you know?
I feel like Overlord drops and Nidus are very similar in
Nidus is very underused as well.
They can both get shut down easily, so that is why it's rare, I think. There's just less scenarios where it's going to 100% work compared to other tactics.
Well, I mean, you
just give you more of a chance.
You kind of think about the risk reward for that compared to, say, a Warp Prism. I mean, a Warp Prism is just a Warp Prism. You go in, you don't usually have anything inside of it for harassing. All you do is just try to warp in units, and if your Warp Prism dies, well, big deal. That's all you lost is your Warp Prism. Whereas Overlord drops
pretty high. If he can stay behind he might even just want to back off, stay behind the force fields, let those Corruptors do their damage, because that is a lot of them, and they're going to do extra damage.
They will do a lot of damage
to these Colossi. Obviously, if he can get that Colossi count down to 0, he can actually engage this. I like that the Hydras are keeping their distance, and the Corruptors are actually going to mostly live through here. They get, down only 2 Colossi. He killed 3 of them already before engaging. So
VortiX's armies are just so strong. Yeah, I mean, that one Colossi not getting the memo. He gets to the fight at the exact wrong time.
The scouting Colossus.
Only 1 Colossi left over out of like the 4 or 5 that were in that fight, and it looks like despite the damage these Phoenixes are doing,
Corruptors take forever to kill with Phoenixes.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, this Colossus is going to go down to that remaining Corruptor count.
It should. Yeah, I like this too. Again, going for that 3rd. Go for the guaranteed damage. This is what you need to do if you're in a low base situation. The Phoenix is still at the 3rd base, killing off drones. So many workers have died this game. But VortiX's decision-making, I think, so far has just been really, really good.
VortiX is not replacing workers anymore. He realizes he's got a great composition. He's just going to supplement it now and try to stop Squirtle. If he can do enough damage at this natural and keep him from expanding to that third base, it doesn't matter how many drones.
Look at this 50 supply ahead right now. And here's where the drops come in handy. Yeah, he's like, all right, so you don't have a lot of anti-air anymore? Great. That's the time to put all my units into your main. Now, the danger, of course, with this is that it's not like a warp prism. You don't just lose your warp prism and then you can't drop anymore. If a Zerg's drop goes bad, they lose all the overlords, all the units. They lose a ton more in a bad drop than a Protoss does. But this one is not going to be a bad drop.
I would argue that he was ahead anyway. Obviously, the mobility helps. But man, yeah, these Colossus are going to eat the dust so fast to these Corruptors.
Yep. He was double producing. That is a lot of Colossi, but the Corruptor's doing such a good job, you know, anyway, of just zoning purely as well.
I like the lifts, actually. That helps a lot.
Yeah.
But
GG